if you go to one of your friends, right, black friends, they just got their passport, they're ready to travel the world, specifically Europe and Asia. They say they're going to France, to Paris. Then they're going to Italy. Then they're going to go to Spain. You say, hey, you know what? You don't have to spend all that money going to France. They have French restaurants. All right, let me back up for a second. You ask them, why are they going to France? Why are they going to Paris? Why are they going to Italy? Why are they going to Spain? They will tell you they're traveling there because of the culture. And then you tell them, look, you don't have to travel all the way to France or Italy or China for the culture. If you're in New York City, you can just go to Chinatown. I know some nice French restaurants in New York and some French clubs you could join. Why are you going to travel way over there, when you could just experience the real thing in New York City? Your friend will look at you like you're stupid. Like, what are you talking about? You have to go overseas to experience the real thing. You can't do it in New York. What the fuck are you talking about? It's not the real thing. If you talk to a French person and say, hey, can I experience real French culture? Or is it better to experience real French culture in New York, or should I go to France? They will tell you to go to France. Same thing with, people from Israel. Same thing with people from China, everywhere else. But for some odd reason, when it comes to black people, if you say, hey, if you want to experience African culture, go to a country in Africa, Senegal, Ghana, Mali, Namibia, Kenya, Tanzania. They will look you square in the face and say, I don't have to do that. I could go to Cuba because there's black people in Cuba. I could go to Brazil because there's black people in Bahia. We're African. We're all part of the diaspora. African people are everywhere. So we don't have to go to Africa. Black people are the only people that think this way. Which leads me into the Black Panther movie and Afropunk. I see us online trying to replace Africa with Wakanda, fictional Wakanda, and freaking try to replace Africa with Afropunk. I mean, people are planning ahead of time, talking about how they're going to get the outfit straight and, celebrate this, with Afropunk, this alternative African culture, whatever the hell that means. With freaking Black Panther, you got memes of people talking about they're going to dress like Coming to America. And what's sad is for a lot of us, this is going to be the closest that we'll ever get to Africa. We're going to say Wakanda is fucking Africa. A fictional country, place is Africa. Mark my words. Because we're already doing it. Because again, if one of us, if we're going to Europe and we say, hey, you don't have to go all the way to Europe, just go to New York and go to Little Italy, we will look at you, that person will look at you stupid and say, Little Italy ain't Italy, you gotta really go to Italy. But for some odd reason, when we talk about African culture, they make every excuse on the planet on how you don't really have to go to Africa. All you gotta do is enjoy Africa, go to Harlem and ask African culture. You ain't gotta go to Africa, you just gotta go to Harlem. They will come with every excuse in the book, and they're doing it right now with Black Panther and Afropunk. You ain't gotta go to Africa, just go to the Wakanda Black Panther preview, get dressed up in some African garbs, go to the corner liquor store and the flea market and get you some fake made in China, India, dashiki situations, and you in Africa. So Wakanda, fictional Wakanda, and freaking Afropunk, you got dusty people who will let me go in real quick. Who will waste, I mean, people are talking about throwing parties, so you wasting hundreds of dollars on parties, hundreds of dollars are getting hundreds of dollars, of going to Kuva. And no hate on Kuva, no shade. Hundreds of dollars for tickets to go to these events, especially like Afropunk. Hundreds of dollars just at the events, eating food, non-African food, which is another video I'm gonna shoot. All this shit adds up to thousands of dollars that you're spending to experience Africa at Afropunk or freaking Wakanda as a replacement for Africa. It doesn't work like that. But again, the diaspora are the only people that try to pull, the black diaspora are the only people that came up with this illogical rule and use that as an excuse to not go to Africa, but they'll spend that same damn money to go to France or to go to Italy or to go to Rome. So they'll spend that travel money to go to Europe, that travel money to get African garbs made and go to Afropunk and freaking the Black Panther premiere. But when you say, hey, all that money you just spent, you could have really went to Africa and experienced it, a country in Africa. Nah, man, you ain't gotta do that. You just gotta go to, they got black people in Costa Rica. I mean, there's the diaspora is everywhere. They got black people in Costa Rica. So these are the dusty excuses and logic that we have now for not going to Africa, and add Afropunk and Wakanda into the mix, and there you go. Search for Uhuru, Donnie Samir, the Kapitan Don. Follow me on social media. Search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Go to www.diaspora.com. Check out our indigenous African art, jewelry, fashion, accessories. Go to searchforuhuru.com. Learn more information on the documentary shooting. Also contribute towards the documentaries. Last but not least, go to amazon.com. Search your name, Donnie Samir. Buy a book. I've written several, so please support and buy one. And again, just because there's black people in Cuba, just because there's black people in Jamaica, that don't make it Africa.